Have you ever shared a big dream with everyone around you? At first, it feels exciting. People praise you, they encourage you, but somehow the dream slowly disappears. Long ago, in a quiet village, there lived a young man named Daniel. Daniel had many dreams. One week, he wanted to open a small shop. Another week, he wanted to learn pottery. Sometimes he dreamed of building a beautiful house. But Daniel had a habit that kept destroying his dreams. Before he started anything, he told everyone in the village. He walked through the market saying, "I will open the biggest shop this village has ever seen." People clapped for him. They smiled and praised him. Daniel felt proud. That night, he slept peacefully. But the next morning, when it was time to work, his excitement was gone. Days passed, and the shop never opened. Soon, Daniel had another idea. This time, he wanted to become a potter. Again, he gathered people and proudly announced his plan. "I will create the most beautiful pots in the village." People encouraged him again. Daniel felt amazing. But after a few days, his motivation disappeared. He never even touched the clay. Years passed like this. Daniel kept announcing new dreams. People kept praising him, but his life never changed. Deep inside, Daniel felt confused and ashamed. One evening, he sat quietly beside an old well. An elderly man from the village came and sat next to him. The old man was calm and wise. He asked softly, "My son, why do you look so troubled?" Daniel sighed and said, "I have many dreams, but I never finish anything." The old man listened carefully. Then he asked, "What do you usually do when you get a new idea?" Daniel answered, "I tell everyone about it." The old man smiled gently and said, "Come meet me tomorrow morning." The next day, Daniel visited the old man's garden. The elder held 2 small seeds. He gave one seed to Daniel. "Plant this in the soil." Daniel dug a small hole and planted the seed. Then the old man took the second seed and held it high in the air. He called the children nearby and said, "Look, everyone, soon this seed will grow into a big tree." The children clapped happily. But instead of planting it, the old man placed the seed on a rock. Days passed. The buried seed was quietly watered every day. Slowly, a small green plant appeared. Week after week, it grew stronger. But the seed on the rock never grew. It dried under the sun and disappeared. The old man looked at Daniel and said, "A seed grows best in silence. It needs darkness. It needs protection. But when it is left in the open, it dies." Daniel finally understood. The old man continued, "When you speak about your dreams too early, your mind feels rewarded. The praise makes you feel as if you already succeeded. So the energy needed for action disappears." Daniel realized he had been doing exactly that. He loved the praise, but he never did the work. The old man placed his hand on Daniel's shoulder. "Dreams are fragile at the beginning. Protect them. Work quietly. When the result is ready, the world will see it." That night, Daniel made a decision. This time, he would start something without telling anyone. He decided to build a wooden chair. Every evening after work, he quietly practiced carpentry. Some days were hard. Some days he made mistakes, but he kept going. Weeks later, the chair was finished. It was strong and beautiful. For the first time in his life, Daniel felt real pride. Not the pride from words, but the pride from action. Soon, people noticed the chair outside his house. They were impressed. But by then, Daniel had already started his next project. This time, he said nothing. Years later, Daniel became known as one of the best craftsmen in the village, but he never announced his dreams again. He simply worked, and his work spoke for him. Now, ask yourself, how many dreams have you shared too early?
How many goals disappeared after you talked about them? Remember this simple truth. Protect your dreams. Work in silence. Let your results speak. Because when the tree grows strong, the whole world will see it without you saying a single word. If this story made you think, subscribe for more life lessons and motivational stories.